Recently, I have given Gaijin quite a bit of flack for some of the previous actions, but I think they're taking a step in the right direction. Over the past few months, we have seen an influx of historically inspired events. However, this is the first time they have introduced a vehicle reward. In my opinion, these new events are honestly amazing. Veteran players can get an extra tank to boost their lineup, while new players can experience some of the most iconic parts of a different tech tree and decide if they want to invest in grinding. These events are also optional. Since the tanks are a copy-paste of the tech tree version, you won't really be missing out on anything important if you skip the event. At the same time, most regular players get rewarded by simply playing as they always do. After all, these events only require 25,000 score every 2 days. Adding more ways to earn vehicles without relying on the standard research point method makes the grind feel a lot shorter. Obviously, Gaijin isn't doing this just for our benefit. Anyone who runs anything online will know that the amount of monthly active users is one of the key metrics used to measure performance, and these events encourage people to log in and play a few matches every day. This isn't a bad thing per se, this just means that it is mutually beneficial to both Gaijin and the player base. I think it's important to praise Gaijin when they do something right, and I hope the event goes well so we see something similar in the future. There are plenty of unique Second World War vehicles with unique and interesting history that could be added. I suspect Gaijin will want to hold back some of the more iconic talks like the Tiger 131, despite that there are still an almost limitless amount of lesser known aces that could be added. There are also plenty of planes with interesting stories, but I'll let TG3 tell you more about it.
Many people would actually be blown away at the incredible stories from history that have never been told before. So really, there is an unlimited amount of history content that Gaijin could choose from here. Some stories that might be great are Robert L. Scott, the famous ace from the Flying Tigers that flew the P-40 over China. The story of these pilots is particularly incredible because they actually volunteered to join the fight against Japan before the US had ever joined the war. Or possibly George Petty Jr., the highest scoring Mustang ace of the war, with his famous P-51 Cripes-A-Mighty that would actually be shot down by friendly fire on Christmas Day of 1944. Or some of the famous bombers of the war could actually be great too, like Lady Be Good, the B-24 Liberator that would disappear on a bombing raid from North Africa and would eventually be discovered many years later, along with one of the most tragic stories of the entire war. There are truly tons of stories to possibly choose from, and the options are basically endless.
Obviously, the idea of giving out copy-paste tanks isn't new, as Gaijin did give us some pretty nifty low-tier rewards as part of Twitch drops. However, when compared to the previous rewards, the Ice 2 completely blows it out of the water. It's rank 4 instead of rank 1 or rank 2, and it comes with a highly detailed and historically inspired camouflage too. I just love the way it looks, the jerry cans on the back of the tank really add to the atmosphere. Hopefully, this will also open the door for the addition of similar vehicles for some of the other smaller tech trees like France and Italy. They could really use a few extra vehicles for the lineup. Maybe Gaijin is getting carried by their art department. But whatever the root cause, this is pretty great news. However, I will remain cautiously optimistic for now. After all, Gaijin has a track record of adding things that sound pretty nice, but then ruining it a few months down the line. Battle Pass. Sorry. If you want to know how Gaijin slowly made the Battle Pass worse every season, you're going to have to watch this video next.